Oh, hi friends. Excuse me, I was just walking through my garden. You all do remember my name, right? All right, if you remember, on the count of 3, I want you to say it. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm Miss Natalie. I'm so glad that you all came back for another chapel lesson. You know, I was just talking about how I was walking through my garden. Did you all know that there was a really special garden in the Bible? It comes from chapter 1 and 2 of Genesis. You remember that word, right? Genesis is the first book of the Bible. Now, this garden that God created was really special. God created it and named it the Garden of Eden. It was perfect. It was a perfect balance of His creation and His love. He fills the garden with all of those things that we talked about last week that He created. And then He brought Adam into this garden. And He decided it's not good for Adam to be alone. And so He brought some of His animals into it as well. And He brought them all before Adam and asked Adam to name them. So for this animal, you're right, it is a tiger, but we didn't have a name for it then, and it just was, until Adam gave it the name tiger. Or even this animal, God brought it to Adam. Adam looked at it. That's a zebra. Or maybe this animal. Ugh. Adam looked at it and said, this is a scorpion. And so it continued, and God brought each creature to Adam, delighted that Adam was naming all of these different creatures. But there was one small problem. None of the animals were a good partner for Adam to have. And so God said, let us make him a companion. Let us make him a partner. And so God created Eve. And He brought Eve to Adam, and Adam was overjoyed. And he and Eve lived together in that garden, and they got to walk and talk with God daily. How cool is that? Now we're going to stop the story there, because next week, it's not quite as happy next week. But for now, Adam and Eve and all of these different creatures are all living together in the perfect place, the Garden of Eden. So as we move into small groups this week, I want you to share with your teachers and your classmates, if you had a garden, what would you put in it? What do you think is the perfect place to live? And don't forget, at the end, once you guys answered those questions, share what a God sighting was. I'll share with you mine. My God sighting today was as I was walking through the garden, I felt the breeze blow in my face. It was kind of warm there in the sun, and I was so glad that God sent the wind to cool me off. It also reminded me of the Spirit that was hovering over the waters in our last week's story. So share with your friends and your teachers, what would you put in a garden? Where would be the perfect place to live? And what are some God sightings that you saw? And until then, I will see you all next week. Bye!